something you'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. He was god awful, but the antics, we're always here for it. It has to be said.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So first topic. I don't know if you guys came up with questions, but there's questions we wanted to ask each other. Just an opportunity to get to know each other. We've all been friends for a long time, but to touch base on any questions you might have. So we all said you got 2 questions per person, if that makes sense. So I've got 2 questions for Collins and Emmanuel. Collins would have 2 questions for myself and Emmanuel would have 2 questions for me and Collins. So more than happy to kick things off.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Not really sure how we're going to do this. I'll ask one person and then I'll ask the other person and then I'll go back. So, yeah. Collins, what's your favourite MIC night out that you can remember? Obviously, a lot of them might blur into one.
That's the problem. My favourite one I don't remember. So,
Tell me everything you need to know.
Our best night out. We've had some wacky nights out, man, honestly. I think possibly the Liverpool win, because it was just such a sporadic night. So to give you context, E-Man, and the listeners, basically it was a summer's night out. I think last year Liverpool won the Champions League. We're out in Mile End.
Last year, was the year before.
Yeah, year before.
Was this
2019
versus Tottenham?
Yeah, wasn't it 2019?
Yeah.
No, it was 2018.
Yes, it was. It was.
Either way,
yeah,
and obviously down in the dumps because I wanted Tottenham to win, blood of my enemies. So we decided to go out to mark the occasion, to drink our sorrows, and it was just like a topsy-turvy night. We ended up in Clapham. Amar had his antics, Demi had his antics. I won't go into too much details, but yeah, it was a messy one still.
Yeah, it was insane. That one's where you just don't even know why it was like that. Like why did we sometimes just go home, you know what I mean? But you fight and you still stay out. But yeah, I remember that night. I remember it very clear.
That was
antics
messy.
Galore. Messi, no Barcelona.
An honorary mention night though was to a random night me, you, and Amar had, and we went out in Camden, and I remember we just got absolutely shit-faced, and towards the end of the night I literally lost my memory. Like I literally woke up in Canary Wharf. I literally was just stumbling around Canary Wharf at 5 a.m. and I
that was a strong night. And I just remember my clothes, I woke up and my clothes were just dirty. And the reason it was is because me and Amar have gone through the fire exit trying to find Collins, but I don't know why it's that dirty, but it's just dirt everywhere. And I had a white t-shirt on. There was so much black on it. It was not a good look, but I do remember that. Just don't go through the fire exit.
A mess. I don't understand what that night was. It was such a mess, bro.
Yeah,
we're actually the worst.
It's Amar, but I'm gonna blame Amar.
Yeah, he's the conduit.
Iman, my question for you is: obviously we went to primary school together, but you were there a year before me, so I'm just trying to think. Is there any memories that you have from primary school that I might not know about?
So pretty much there's Israel. So me and Israel, we came the same year, but the thing is that he came a bit later. He came in October. I think he came in October, around that time. Yeah. So and so pretty much both of us, we both have one individual, a common person.
It was on site.
That we just, yeah, it was proper on site. Like this was my third day at school.
Nazar.
I was just playing about. Like, to be honest, I didn't know anybody. Like, I actually met your cousin, actually, Tim. And then, like, me and Tim were all cool, but, like, I was just being me, and I was just trying to find myself. like everyone's speaking different. There's just so many white people. I lived in Ilford, so it was very Asian orientated. So when you're coming into Chafford, it's just super white.
Mm.
So yeah, like the first thing, it was like the first couple of days. This was like the third day. I go off and I start playing in the monkey bars. Yeah, some skinny waist man, like basically grabs me with his legs and then pulls me down. So then the next thing, I'm gonna beef this guy, right?
Straight.
And then this person that me and Dade are having, sorry, me and Israel have in common. Yeah, I'm gonna mute the name, but me and Israel we both have in common. Basically, that same guy, I'm gonna beef the guy now, and then I get in trouble for it because all the teachers know him, they don't know me. Do you know what I'm saying? So now I'm a troublemaker, but I'm not really a troublemaker. Cool. Months later, Israel comes through. He's just doing him, innit? And then this guy that we both know, common person, he says the N-word. Now, at this time, I don't know what the N-word means, right? But he says the N-word to him when I'm not there. So then that's the kind of stuff that we went through.
That's
Do you get
what
what I'm
we're
saying?
dealing with.
Yeah. But this was year 5. So then when we get into year 6, that's when you come in. I think that's when me and Israel, we started to get to know everybody in the same year. Because me and Israel, we were in a class where the school was too small. So sometimes some students will go into year 6 classes. So there were some year 5s and year 6 classes and they had to just learn. So the people that we had a relationship with were already older than us. Do you get what I'm saying? But the other people, youngers in our year, some of them were just misbehaving.
Facts.
Yeah.
I
So
think the same person
that's
you're
what you
talking about
definitely
gave me
missed.
the worst slide tackle I've ever experienced. I'm talking about my shoe came off. I was like, yo, is this an Eduardo?
That's wild. That's wild.
He was violent. He was on like, listen,
On
if
stuff.
you were dark skinned, it was curtains.
Man.
Yeah, man. He was on stuff,
Slide
man. And then
tackle.
afterwards, like once we got older, once we were like year 9, that's when he was trying to do stuff, but people around him
these
were just
people,
telling him,
man.
nah. Yeah.
Can't
I don't know
run.
how he's doing now in life, but that's him.
That's
I
a
hope
good
he's
story,
doing
man.
very well in life.
Well, you hope he's changed his ways. Can't be going around slide tackling people and pulling them off monkey bars. Which is not how society rolls.
Yeah.
All right. I guess my next question goes to Cole. Just intrigued, or not intrigued, but want to celebrate your wins. You've been in a successful relationship for a while now. I just want to know what's been the secret for you. Like, what's the tea that you can share with a man then?
Shut up and dribble, innit?
Right.
That's all I can say. Shut up and dribble. Nah, I'm joking. I don't know, man. It's hard to put into words. I think there's loads of variables that can affect a relationship. So, and I think there's also an element of luck, I guess, because you could easily just end up with someone that's shit can easily just go south. So
That's a fact.
Yeah, luck, listening, communication, doing stuff. And I guess also just like being willing to like listen to people, because like in life, like you might be stuck in your ways. Do you know what I mean? Like you're born a certain way, you know how to do certain things, but if you listen to your other half, you actually really learn bare shit from women you don't actually realize. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think that's also a thing, and also just experience. Like obviously you take your L's. I'm not called Big 2L for no reason. Do you know what I mean? You take L's in life, but as you learn from them, it helps you to get better at it. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm so much better at it now than I was like back when I was younger. So it's just that's also a key component. Yeah, that's all I got for you, man. I'm still learning on the job, so
Listen, I'm still in that stage, Shouts out to Viber for giving us that tune, but players fuck up, you know what I mean?
Facts.
Boy and a dog.
I hear that, man. I hear that.
Iman, for you, what's your favorite thing about Tanzania?
There's many things.
The chairs.
The chairs. Oh,
I
listen.
can't specifically put it on one thing, but
Mm,
there's just several things, man. Yeah, first of all, it's a completely different culture.
mm,
To when you live in Western civilization for like most of your life, and then you go back home, and the sort of opportunities that you can see just laying around, just for the taking. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's
mm,
another thing that I do like about Tanzania. Um, Fresh food as well. Like it's
mm,
most of it is organic. I think they need to get tighter regulations in terms of distinguishing what's organic and what's been processed with pesticides. But other than that, like most of the stuff there is organic. Do you know what I'm saying? So like the food that you're eating, you get most of the nutrients. So
mm,
it's not just me. It's like if my mum goes there, her hair grows back like mad. Do you know what I'm saying? Her skin starts glowing. If I go there, my skin starts glowing. I mean, of course, I eat a bit too much. I do gain a bit of weight, but my skin starts glowing. My hair is like it's nice and strengthened, it's strong. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like food out there is
mm,
just really lovely and nice. It's fresh.
Mm.
Um, if you're lucky and you have great relationships, some of the people are farmers, so some of the things that they
mm,
bring to the table is from their farm, from their plot of land. So like rice, strawberries, bananas, you know, even like goats, sheep,
mm.
cows. Like it's quick.
See, every
It's
time, do
just
you know what I love
real.
about Tanzania? Every time you speak about it, it genuinely sounds like utopia. Like, obviously, nowhere is perfect, but it sounds
Yeah,
like
yeah,
so blissful and calm.
yeah. Especially now. I mean, especially with the new government in place, like
Mm,
a lot of corruption and well, the vision has become a lot more clearer in terms of what's going on. Um, I did watch a few videos where they're saying, you know what, it might be a civil war in Tanzania, X, Y, and Z. It was like, I don't think those governments have the best intentions for Tanzanians. So, but this current government has the best intention, and they're definitely showing like what Tanzania is actually made of. And
mm.
I personally have high hopes, a better vision for Tanzania under this sort of administration. Yeah.
No, that's lovely to hear. All
But
right, lads.
there
Well, if
isn't
you,
one
yeah,
there isn't one specific thing that I favor about Tanzania.
I guess it shouldn't be. It is your home country, so I guess it'd be kind of
Yeah.
hard for me to pin down. You know, when I think about my Nigerian culture, what's my favorite thing about it? Like, there's so many different things, so it's kind of hard to pin down one thing. I think always going back to food or the food that we provide is a safe choice. That to me, nothing beats jollof rice, but that's a given.
Mm.
Mm.
But yeah, I guess if you guys have any questions for each other, feel free to ask. You don't have to have two because obviously I pre-wrote mine down. So if
Mhm.
you don't have two off the cuff, feel free to ask one.
I guess I'll go. Demi, I'm gonna
Mm,
ask you. So, like, we've been friends since secondary school. So, I'm just curious to know, like, what is your favorite? What has been your favorite period of life so far? So, primary school, secondary school, sixth form,
mm,
uni, and I guess post uni, like
just adulthood.
adulthood.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you pick?
Um, God, I can easily tell you what was the worst. Sixth form was probably the worst 2 years, man. Not
That's
even just because
insane.
of I mean, everyone knows how hard A levels are, but
Mm.
even the school was just
It was
not
peak.
working.
It was
Yeah,
peak. It
it
was
was
very
horrible.
peak, man.
But to answer your question, it's funny because it's literally the year before that was probably like a year I hold in such high regard. I think the only thing that might come close to it is first and second year, but 2011, man, year 11, we were just wilding. Like it was such a good year. And what made me happy is we went to parties pretty much every weekend, and I don't think that's an exaggeration. Or we did something every weekend, and we all still turned out with really good grades that we could all be proud of. And it was
Mm.
literally the definition of work hard, play hard.
For sure,
And
for sure.
it's such a period that I look on. I'm very proud of us because literally everyone did well. Like even people that can be silly at times, they did their thing as well. So everyone literally did well, and we all came out with reasonable to great grades. And then on top of that, like most of us went to the schools of or colleges of our choice. But yeah, year 11, man, was special, man. It was just an energy that I don't think can ever be recaptured. Because you're talking about people who maybe we've distanced ourselves from, but are still, because of those memories, are still very special to us, you know? Like, you actually got a special space in your heart for them, man, if that makes sense.
I heard that for sure.
Year 11 cannot be cannot be recreated, reduplicated. It's a one of a kind.
I heard that. That was a good answer. Good answer. I agree. E-Man, what is your favorite sneaker of all time?
Ooh.
Just the one. You can only pick one.
I'm interested in this answer.
As he froze?
I haven't frozen. No, I haven't frozen at all. There's loads, man. All right, so I'll narrow it down to 5 that I think.
Top 5 dead or alive.
DOA, fam.
Yeah. Dylan. That's what I'm thinking.
I respect it.
So personally, I've never owned a pair of white Air Force Ones.
That's surprising,
man.
Yes, very surprising. You know what? I hold the white Air Force One as probably like the shoe that personally I cannot take care of.
I understand.
Let me go down to my 5 anyway. So the Air Jordan 4.
So what?
The Air Jordan 19s.
I'm not sure what they look like. Let me Google it while you talk.
Yeah. That particular shoe was just, for me, it was just something special because it was like this. I don't know what the film was called, but this was at the time of
interesting shoe.
It's like
My Wife and Kids. This was at the time like the dad was wearing Air Jordans. So that was one of my shoes.
You know what? Funny story. You say My Wife and Kids. Michael Jordan was in an episode of My Wife and Kids.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
and apparently he was horrible on set. Like, not horrible, but the storyline was him and Michael were having a game of one-on-one, and it's the same level of intensity.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna get buckets. It became personal.
In that case.
So he was wearing that shoe, and then there was a film Martin Lawrence. He was also wearing that shoe. Third pair, I would have to say it's probably going to be the Air Trainer Mids, the Air Trainer Mid 1. That's like another shoe. The Air Max 1s. You know what? I would have to say, the best shoe of all time. My favorite shoe of all time is probably the Air Force One, the all white Air Force One.
Classic choice.
Because
you know what?
personally, I've never owned one. But I know what that shoe means to me and to the culture. Like that shoe will never disappear. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's
like if Nike loses all its innovation and just sells the Air Force One, the Air Force One will always be. Do you know what I'm saying?
Stand the test of time.
Yeah. So the white Air Force One forever.
I heard that.
Man, went crazy trying to keep those clean in school, you know.
Exactly. I've seen people try and do the penguin walk when they're wearing
It has to be
Air Force
done
Ones.
when you first get them. When you wear them to church for the
That's
first time.
why I've never bought them.
Asking, is there something wrong with your foot? No, man, this is the drip. Get to know.
This is the drip. We'll talk.
Drip or drown.
I've seen them try to do half a size down.
Been there.
I've seen the sock inside the shoe.
Been there.
The white Air Force One, it can never be
the GOAT.
It can never be overdone or forgotten.
Surprised there wasn't a pair of Yeezys in there for you.
That's what I was gonna say. Actually, I'm surprised.
Because I think the 350.
Yeah, maybe in the top 5. Maybe in the top 5. I think the 700s. Just because it's a comfortable shoe. 1, 2, depends on what color though. Whereas the all white Air
That's a
Force
fact.
Ones, you can wear that with anything. To be honest, if you really wanted to, you can
Mhm.
wear it with a suit.
That's, you know what? You're not even joking. That's
No
I'm not
cap.
joking.
no white t-shirt, blazer, shoe, trousers, Air Force Ones. I'm not even looking at you like you're crazy. Just imagine it's a nice summer's day. I don't know what you got planned, but it's cool. It's smart casual. Yeah, man, I hear that.
I hear
Yeah,
that still.
Yeah. Yo, drip or drown. He must come with the facts.
yeah.
Okay, Iman,
What
it's your turn
my
now.
questions?
Funny, man.
I didn't really see this message in the WhatsApp group, but nonetheless, my question to the pair of you, what has podcasting done for you?
That is a great question. I guess for me, it's an opportunity to express the creative side that you don't get to use every day in the 9 to 5, and actually be able to do dope things and speak to dope people that are doing dope things. It's opened a lot of doors for us to be in rooms that I don't think we would have been in, and then it's also sick when you see the people that you've wanted to get on for a long time do dope things. Like, still, I pinch myself that we've had Tolly on. Like, that's insane. Like, first year out, when you actually think about it, that we've some people might not even get that 2 years or 3 years into the podcasting game, and we managed to do that. So it's an opportunity to speak with dope people. I don't think we would have had the opportunity otherwise too. And it's always an opportunity to do something different, because the way I think about it is we're literally saying to someone every week, listen to our mixtape. And the fact that people do, and more people are, and every time people see us, they're like, yo, what you man are doing with the podcast is dope. It's a lovely feeling.
That's a good response. For me, similar sentiment to Demi. I feel like it's given us an opportunity to express ourselves, but like be a part of a new type of renaissance. Because I feel like there's very various different industries that are established now, so it's harder to break into because they've been around for so long. Podcasting's been around for long, but it's not really hit the mainstream as of up until the past, I don't know, maybe 5 years. So for us to be one of the few people to have been there at the beginning of that, keep going, have a collection of amazing episodes, amazing guests, amazing moments. I just feel proud of us, man, because it's not easy. People always ask me, how do you do the podcast? But, it does come with a lot of, hard work. And I feel like, I'm proud, man. I'm just happy to be a part of it, bruv. We've come so far. There's still a long way to go. I can easily see myself doing this forever, purely because it's just talking. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just getting your shit off. It's one of those things. So, yeah, man, it means a lot to me, bro. Honestly, this podcast, like what we've created, without getting too emotional, we're doing a mad thing. You know what I mean?
Spotify, we're coming for you. I've been saying that's the goal, man. 2022, I ain't messing around.
Fuck the
I need to get paid.
No,
What's crazy about podcasts, is that the concept of podcasting has never changed. Like, and it's not new either. It's pretty much a couple guys going to the pub, getting a drink. Well, back in the day, like, you used to come around for a cup of tea. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now it's just us, man, just talking. Do you get what I'm saying? So the concept itself it's never changed. We're just talking. Which is very interesting. I've got another question, yeah.
Go on.
Sips his water.
And this is for the pair of you, innit? When are you guys getting married?
Yo, don't put that on me.
Good question.
Let's fuck up.
Boy, don't know, man.
Boy in the dark. When are you getting married? Man, try to flip that.
Real talk, bruv.
No, you've asked your questions already.
Yeah.
Don't know, man. Need to get my money out.
Yeah.
That shit's expensive, bro.
It's
Expensive.
Nah, it
expensive.
is.
It's expensive.
Expensive,
This
bro.
place is fucking expensive, man.
It's expensive. So, boy, I don't know. Hopefully at some point, but it's, you know, the money. Everything needs to be where it needs to be, and things need to be patterned.
Facts.
So,
I don't think you can't put a time and date on it, man. I used to say 30, but I've had some experiences recently where I felt like, you know what, if the right person came along, you could do it whenever. But I guess it has to be
But like
patterned. You have to
tomorrow.
be in a position. Boy, I mean, not like tomorrow, but like it's like, you know what, I like this person enough that I could have, not that I could, but you could see yourself with them, sort of thing. So you be in situations where you think, yo, I can see a future with this. It doesn't mean you're gonna marry them tomorrow. Hey, man, stop smiling like that, man.
You already have someone, bro.
Nah,
You have someone already, fam. Nah, because you had a deep thought about tomorrow.
Nah, listen, I'm just saying, you know,
Huh?
certain situations. Nah, listen, if I did, you know, I promise. That's a promise. That's a promise. But you be in situations where you think, if I can pattern this, you know, and I've been there before, but I guess I agree with Collins, definitely. But I just think, don't limit yourself and say, oh, right, well, I have to have these goals before, you know, I really can see myself settling down with someone. The older we're getting, someone could just pop in your life. You don't know. You could just go to the post office. I know it's a bit romantical, like how they do it in the movies, but, you know, she could drop something, you pick it up for her. Next thing you know, you're vibing.
it's a fact.
I'm just saying. But players fuck up, innit? But yeah.
I got one more question.
I
I
think,
got one more question. Yeah.
Stop the count, man. Stop the count, bro.
I'm